Good afternoon, everybody. This is Jeff J. Brown, China Rising Radio Sinoland, Shenzhen, just south of the Tropic of Cancer. And for you people who are watching the video podcast, you can see one of the hats that I'm going to talk about as I'm actually going to wear it, and very proudly. The title of it, and there's a gazillion links, so go to the original broadcast, the original article on China Rising Radio Sinoland, or to the YouTube or SoundCloud channel, and I will have the link for you. Best of the left. China Rising Radio Sinoland fans, Venezuela is the story of the new year. Stay informed. Pictured above, two caps I wear celebrating Hugo Chavez and the Bolivarian Revolution, where I also added a Mao Zedong pen that says, quote, serve the people, end of quote, on the front, and not visible on the back, quote, forever protect peace, end of quote. Chavistas are inspired by Mao's sense of socialist service and communist communal harmony. Nicolas Maduro, president of Venezuela, said so during a visit to China when he visited Mao's mausoleum. The hat on the left says, for the 10 million. If you know what it means in particular, please leave a comment. I've never gotten a good answer. The hat on the right, the one I'm wearing in this video podcast, is the Venezuelan flag with Chavez's portrait. On the left is 4F, meaning February 4th, 1992, the start of the Bolivarian Revolution. On the right it says, we are all Chavez, 1954 to 2013, his birth and death years. It is widely assumed he was killed by the CIA. Do Americans really want another humiliating loss like Korea, Vietnam / Southeast Asia, just south of their border? Here we go. Friends, fans, and followers of China Rising Radio Sinoland, right now, it's not China, not Russia, nor Iran that is going to determine how 2019 plays out, but Venezuela. Battered, besieged, blockaded, and brutalized by Western imperialism and global capitalism, the proud people of this tenacious and defiant nation are just celebrated their 27th anniversary of the Bolivarian Revolution, which started on February 4th, 1992. Ever since then, your Anglo land has spent billions trying to destroy this socialist country and its majority Chavista movement, named after its founder, Hugo Chavez. As Peter Koenig explains, the imperial playbook being used against Venezuelans is the exact same one that succeeded in Chile in the early 1970s. It's not working today because Chavez and his successor, current Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro, saw what happened in Santiago and to President Salvador Allende 46 years ago and prepared for the future. Peter knows what he is talking about. He goes to Venezuela for his work and gets out of the capital, Caracas, to see what's really going on. My interview with him is excellent. The Greenville Post, TGP, continues to be the socialist anti-imperial website to subscribe to. Sign up for their email notice to read original and aggregated content. Yes, I'm the Beijing correspondent for the TGP. Realizing how critical Venezuela is to humanity's future, TGP has run some great articles along with Mr. Koenig's above. Use this search string to see them all. I've listed a few below. Gilbert Mercier is a TGP regular and did a great written interview to explain the U.S.'s plunder of Latin America, the U.S.'s desperate battle to destroy Venezuela's socialist way of life is just a part of the long, continuous plunder of Latin America, using the Monroe Doctrine as a pretext. Dan Cohen and Max Blumenthal wrote and recorded a full expose on Western propaganda and perfidy in Venezuela and Latin America. Rainer Shea gets right to the point about the West's fear of a formerly resource whore country becoming a successful socialist nation has everything to do with the violent cancer of capitalism. My comrade in arms, Andrei Vlecek, has reported on the ground from many countries, including Venezuela. Here is his passionate defense of the Bolivarian Revolution. I'm a huge fan of Pepe Escobar. He has the wonderful ability to contextualize by standing back and looking at the forest from the trees, and has a wry sense of humor. He meets and talks to many different people for his reports. In this one, he points out that Cuba has 15,000 citizens in Venezuela working to protect the Bolivarian Revolution. His pithy comment about the history of Cuba's global anti-imperial resistance is priceless. Tony Cartolucci does outstanding research and always backs up his journalism with piles of hyperlinks and references. This one on Venezuela is not an exception. I had the pleasure of interviewing Tony on my show. It's not just socialists and communists who detest genocidal imperialism and rape and plunder global capitalism. Traditional conservatives and libertarians are equally concerned. Storm clouds gathering confirm that not only has Russia sent its air force to Venezuela, but also 400 elite mercenaries to help the government. This, along with 15,000 colonialism-hating Cubans, millions of well-armed, organized Chavista militias, and psychopaths Donald Trump, John Bolton, Mike Pompeo, and Elliot Abrams want to militarily attack Venezuela? It's like a nightmare life imitating the art of Stanley Kubrick's Dr. Strangelove movie. A Fellini fic overdosed on PCP and methamphetamine. But it's true. Heaven help humanity. Dmitry Orlov looks at Venezuela's unlucky history of having Earth's largest proven petroleum reserves, plus mountains full of other valuable natural resources, in a world destroying itself with capitalism. I was fascinated to read his comment about the way a money-losing boondoggle about what a money-losing boondoggle the U.S.'s fracking industry has been, $300 billion in the hole and counting. Why do you need to stop depending on Western mainstream media and its tsunami big lie propaganda machine, the BLPM, and start getting the real truth from all the aforementioned journalists and writers? Media Lens explains by dissecting how supposedly, quote, liberal, end of quote, outlets like BBC and The Guardian work hand in glove with their governments and spy agencies to symphonically coordinate their projectile vomit onto the unsuspecting public. There are two other news outlets that you should consult about Latin American affairs. For the 24-hour news cycle, check out Telesur, which has both English and Spanish content. For more detailed analysis from the people on the streets and roads of the country, Venezuela analysis is indispensable. Like social media, follow the Bolivarian Revolution straight from the anti-imperial horse's mouth, hashtag We Are Maduro, and hashtag Yankee Go Home. Give those Western genocidal capitalist bastards hell, Chavistas. Venceremos. This is Jeff J. Brown signing out from China Rising Radio Sinoland in Shenzhen. Have a wonderful day.